Welcome to Talking Crue, an official Motley Crue podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Humphrey, where I talk all things in the world of Motley Crue. That's them behind me. This is episode 9, the Moscow Music Peace Festival 1989. This week in Motley news, quite a little bit of it. Vince played a solo show with his band this past Saturday in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, at the Oklahoma State Fair. Vince tweeted that they played about 3/4 of the show and then saw some people running and was ordered to go into the dressing room until it was safe. What happened was there was two people arguing in the parking lot and it got heated and then somebody pulled out a gun and shots were fired. One person was injured and one person was arrested. This is just insane to me. I don't understand this at all. Number one, why are you bringing a gun to a state fair? Number two, what is it that got you so mad about? What kind of argument was this about? Again, crazy. Also, the band celebrated on September the 23rd the 40th anniversary of the Shout at the Devil album. So happy anniversary to that album. Back in 1983. That's insane how old that. That's 40 years. That's insane. I can't believe that. And John Corabi announced that he will be playing a benefit show for cancer on October the 17th in Nashville, Tennessee. So that's just like a couple of hours away from me at the 8th room. That's the number 8. Along with special guest Anthony Corridor from the band Tora Tora. It looks like it's an acoustic set list, what they're going to both be playing. It's for a fantastic cause, benefit show for cancer. So if you live in or around Nashville, try and go see this show. I'm thinking about it myself. Alright, so that's it. In Motley news, I just want to say one little thing real fast. I want to send some prayers and thoughts and positive vibes to the one and only Steven Tyler or Aerosmith. If you haven't read the news yet, Steven strained out his larynx. In fact, it's a little worse than what they thought it was. So, yeah, thoughts and prayers going out to him. So, there we go. Episode 9 is what we're going to be talking about this week. The Moscow Music Peace Festival, 1989. I'm going to talk about this festival. This is a special part in the band's timeline and career. Number one, they were sober for the very first time. So they played their first show sober. And this festival actually opened the door for a lot of other bands to play in Moscow. I think of the Monsters Rock Tour in 1991 and other bands even today. When they plan their European tour, they actually try and play Moscow or Leningrad. Now, this festival wasn't the first to play Moscow. Actually, Billy Joel played it in 1987, but not to this big extent. Even though he did a fantastic job, his live album from Russia is absolutely awesome. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about the timeline, not go too far. The band recorded their 5th album. They also, like I said, they were sober. They also recorded an extra song for a cover album. More on that here in just a second. I'm going to save the timeline for next week's episode. Okay, so info and facts about the festival. The festival was put together by Motley Crue manager Doc McGee. He put this together as an anti-drug and anti-alcohol thing. And he invited other bands that he managed. Scorpions, Bon Jovi, both said yes. He co-managed with his brother Scotty McGee the band Skid Row, and they said yes. He talked to Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne, and they said yes. He also invited the Russian band Gorky Park, who also said yes. So it was a big deal. In fact, he was billing it as the Moscow's Woodstock. There was an album that was recorded, the Make a Difference Foundation's Stairway to Heaven, Highway to Hell. Each band that participated in the festival did a cover song by a famous artist or band that had a death due to drugs or alcohol. So here's a little bit of the track listing from the album. Song number 1, My Generation by The Who. It was covered by Gorky Park. Keith Moon, the drummer of The Who, died of an overdose. Song number 2, Holiday in the Sun by the Sex Pistols. It was covered by Skid Row, Sid Vicious there. Song number 3, I Can't Explain Again by The Who. This one was covered by the Scorpions. Song number 4, Purple Haze by Jimi Hendrix. It was covered by Ozzy Osbourne. Jimmy was is part of the 27 Club. Song number 5 is Teaser, a Tommy Bolin song. Tommy Bolin died of a heroin overdose. He was also a former member of Deep Purple. It was covered by Motley Crue. Song number 6, The Boys Are Back in Town by Thin Lizzy. It's covered by Bon Jovi. And Bon Jovi did a fantastic song or cover of this song, especially Richie Sambora and David Brown's backing vocals on this. It's outstanding. Check it out. Song number 7, Move Over, Janis Joplin. Again, that's the 27 Club. Covered by Cinderella. Song number 8, Moby Dick by Led Zeppelin. John Bonham on the drums there. He died of alcohol poisoning. Song number 9, Hound Dog by Elvis. We know about the drugs that Elvis did. Song number 10, now this one doesn't really make sense to me. Long Tall Sally / Blue Suede Shoes, which is a Little Richard and a Carl Perkins song. And I was thinking Carl Perkins went dead and neither was Little Richard, but somehow it ended up on the album. Maybe it's the songwriters. Song number 11, Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin, again about John Bonham. The album was produced by Bruce Fairbairn. It was released a few months later after the festival in November of 1989. The festival took place August the 12th and 13th of 1989 at Lenin Stadium, which also played host to the Olympics a few years ago. They sold 120,000 tickets to each show. That's crazy. 120,000 tickets. But all for rock and roll. There you go. All right. Now, there was some controversy on this. I think it's the Motley Crue behind the music. Like I said, the band was sober. They were clean. Dave the Snake Sabo of Skid Row said in the behind the music, they get on the plane. All the bands get on one plane, a 747 fly to Moscow. And he gets on the plane and says, "Where'd all this booze come from?" So all the bands were pretty much trashed, except for Motley Crue. They kind of stayed on their own and didn't touch the stuff. Also part of the controversy was Doc McGee told each band that it would all be the same. There would be no pyro, no setup, no nothing. So remember that. Ozzy was upset. He and Sharon Osbourne, once they got there and found out how the lineup was going to be, they weren't going to go on before Motley Crue because Motley had just opened up for them just a few years ago. So the original idea Doc had was Skid Row would open up the show, Gorky Park would be the second band, third band would be Cinderella, fourth band would be Ozzy, fifth band would be Motley, sixth band would be Scorpions, and the closer of the show would be Bon Jovi. When Ozzy and Sharon found out, they were pissed. In fact, they threatened to leave and not even perform. When the Motley guys heard it, they told Ozzy, "Hey, no big deal. We'll flip-flop with you. We'll take your spot and you can take ours. No big deal." So Ozzy stayed. Also, Nikki and Tommy were pretty upset over Doc. During the plane ride over there, when they got over there, he was playing, as they say, flavor of the month, Bon Jovi. He was giving them more special attention than Motley Crue. And I could see, I would probably be pissed too. I mean, they helped him make that money to buy management license for Bon Jovi and the Scorpions and bands like that, and co-managed Skid Row. So yeah, I could see why they would be upset. Then it happened, the very first show. After Bon Jovi's set, pyro went off. Uh, According behind the music of Bon Jovi, John Bon Jovi said, "Well, there was somebody that stepped on something or hit a button or something, and power went off." And well, here's the thing: the road crew is the one that puts that stuff out, and they had to be told what to do. So somebody told them to put pyro out there, and there's a difference between pyro and fireworks. Yeah, I could shoot holes in that story. I don't believe it at all. But after the pyro went off, Nikki and Tommy track down Doc backstage. Tommy punches him in the face and knocks him down. Nikki stands over him and says, "You're effing fired." And that was it, a Doc McGee part of Motley Crue. Now, after the shows, Motley flew home on a different plane by themselves. They were pretty agitated. They talked to other co-manager Doug Thaler to break away from McGee Entertainment and be their only sole manager, and he did. There was one way to see these shows, and that was live on pay-per-view. Also, I didn't watch it on pay-per-view, but I did see this. Some MTV VJs flew over with the bands on the 747 to do special MTV shows like the Top 20 Countdown and MTV News and stuff like that. Plus, I do remember this happened in my hometown. The rock station here actually broadcasted this live, the whole entire show. I recorded it on blank cassettes, the whole show. But idiot me recorded over them. And yeah, so that was that. If your radio station did that, write me a comment down below. I'd love to know. So now let's talk about the band's set list real fast. The opening band was Skid Row. They played song number 1, Holiday in the Sun, song number 2, Making a Mess, song number 3, Piece of Me, song number 4, Big Guns, song number 5, 18 and Life, and song number 6 is Youth Gone Wild. Great set list except for Holiday in the Sun for me. I'd rather them played something else off the first album. Their first 2 albums, fantastic, love it. Band number 2, Gorky Park from Russia themselves. They started their show off with song number 1, Action, song number 2, Hit Me With the News, song number 3, Within Your Eyes, song number 4, Danger, song number 5, Try to Find Me, song number 6 is Bang. I remember that song very well. In fact, I remember the video. I think that was their only hit song here in America. Song number 7, Child in the Wind. And then song number 8, they closed it out with My Generation, a Who cover. Band number 3 is Cinderella. They opened their show with Bad Seamstress Blues. Song number 2, Somebody Save Me. Song number 3, If You Don't Like It. I love that song. Song number 4, Push Push. Song number 5, The Last Mile. Song number 6, Coming Home. I love that song as well as this one. Song number 7, Gypsy Road. Song number 8, Nobody's Fool, and song number 9, Shake Me. I love that one. That's my favorite song on the first album. Their set list is fantastic all the way through. Then band number 4 is Motley Crue. Motley Crue starts off their show with the stripper music. Now, I'm going to post the Motley Crue part of their show in the comments section in case you haven't seen this. They start off with the stripper music, which they used during the Girls, Girls, Girls tour, as well as song number one, All in the Name of. That's how they started the Girls, Girls, Girls tour. Absolutely fantastic. Great way to open the show. In fact, I kind of wish they would bring this song back to the set list. Uh, then they go into song number two, Live Wire, classic live. Fun to watch. The band's energy is absolutely insane. The crowd reaction is fantastic. Song number three, Shout at the Devil. Amazing as always. The crowd's reaction to this song is great. They got them up pumping their fist. Song number four is Looks at Kill. Fantastic live. The band's energy is awesome again on this one. Vince actually leaves the stage, and then all of a sudden he's on top of the scaffold with a video screen behind him. So he's standing in front of the video screen way up in the air. It's actually really cool to see. Yeah, again, their energy was back. After this song, Mick does a little guitar solo. Then song number five they do is Wild Side. Vince's microphone actually goes out. He uses Nikki's microphone on the side until his mic comes back on. Plus, this is the first time we get to see the Motley Crue backing vocal group, the Nasty Habits, Donna McDaniel and Amy Cannon. We'll talk more about them next week. Awesome song, though. It's great. Song number six is Smoking in the Boys' Room. Such a great song live. I love it. Vince starts it off, Let's Smoke 'em, boys. And then song number seven, Girls, Girls, Girls. That's when the Nasty Habits come back out. Such a fantastic song live. Fun song. The crowd really got into this one. And then song number eight, Vince says, has anybody ever heard of Elvis Presley? And the crowd reacts, and they go right into Jailhouse Rock. Absolutely fantastic song live. The crowd energy is right there with the band. Vince and Mick kind of do this play and scream kind of trade back and forth, which is actually kind of cool to see. And then they end the song. Nicky doesn't smash his bass, but he kind of does that little twirl and lets it go. Then the band members come up to the front of the stage, gets the crowd to chant Crue, and then they take their bow and they leave the stage. Band number five is Ozzy. Song number one, I Don't Know. Song number two, Flying High Again. Song number three, Shot in the Dark. I love that song. Song number four, Miracle Man. Song number five, Sweet Leaf. Song number six is War Pigs. Song number seven, Tattoo Dancer. I almost kind of forgot about that song until I wrote that down. Song number 8, Suicide Solution. Song number 9, Crazy Train. Song number 10, Paranoid. His set list, Motley's set list, Cinderella's set list is just fantastic from beginning to end for me. Band number 6 is the Scorpions. They start their show with song number 1, Blackout. I love that one. Song number 2, Big City Nights. Again, I love that one as well. Song number 3, Bad Boys Running Wild. Song number 4, Rhythm of Love. Song number 5, The Zoo. I love that one as well. Song number 6, No One Like You. That is such an amazing song. Then they do a Russian song. It's called Song of the Volga Boatman. It's kind of a folk song. Song number 8, Holiday. Song number 9, Still Loving You. Song number 10, Dynamite. And of course they end their show with song number 11, Rock You Like a Hurricane. Can't go wrong with that. Love that song. Their set list is really good except for the folk song. But I mean, if I was in Russia and lived in Russia, that would probably mean a lot to me. But yeah. Band number 7 who closed out the show was Bon Jovi. Song number 1, Lay Your Hands on Me. Song number 2, I Die for You. Song number 3 is Wild in the Streets. Sorry, there was something wrong with my camera there. Song number 4, You Get Love Bad Name. Song number 5, Let It Rock. I love that one. Song number 6, Living in Sin. Song number 7, Blood on Blood. Song number 8, Runaway. Song number 9, Wanted Dead or Alive. I love that one. Song number 10, Living on a Prayer. And song number 11 is Bad Medicine. Again, another great song. Their set list is fantastic as well. Then after Bon Jovi leaves the stage, Jason Bonham comes on the drums. He flies all the way out to Russia with all these bands, and they do an all-star jam. They do song number 1, Hound Dog by Elvis, song number 2, Long Tall Sally / Blue Suede Shoes, song number 3, Rock and Roll, a Led Zeppelin song, and song number 4 is Give Peace a Chance by John Lennon. Now, this was released a few months later. This is the VHS copies. This is Volume 1, and Volume 2. This is Volume 1. I don't have the cover of it. Now, there's partial shows. This isn't the whole entire show on these VHS shows or tapes. It's the partials, so it's not the whole thing. It's mostly the shows, like I said, partials. And then it's also got a lot of interviews with all the bands that were there, plus a lot of the bands sightseeing. So it kind of shows all that stuff, which is really cool to see. I got this at it was kind of like a mom and pop. It wasn't really Blockbuster or anybody like that. But back when DVDs was just starting to be the new craze, they had this in a bin to sell. I think I paid like $10 for it. And yeah, I love it. If you got one, write me a comment down below. And that's it for this week's episode. Homework this week. Have you seen this before? Would you like this to come out in a box set? I know I would. Give me the whole show on DVDs or Blu-ray. Also audio. I'd love to have CDs of this as well. And question number 3, all my Russian Motley Crue fans out there, was you there? Was you at this shows or any of these shows? Write me a comment down below, because Motley has played there quite a few times since this. So yeah, there's your homework questions for this week. And that's it for this week. If you know, next week, almost forgot. Next week, episode 10, Come Play with Dr. Feelgood, because that's what we're going to be talking about, the Dr. Feelgood album. If you know anybody that is a Motley Crue fan, likes to talk about Motley Crue, hear about Motley Crue, send them this way. Give them the link. Tell them to go on Google, Firefox, YouTube, Facebook, Internet Explorer, I don't know. Type in Talking Crue. All the episodes will pop up. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. That helps out the podcast a whole lot. I want to thank everybody who's viewed these last 9 episodes. I really appreciate it. And all the thumbs ups and the comments. Meeting a lot of new friends out there. And that's it. And I'll see you guys next Friday. And you just took a ride on the wild side.